Our next presenter is Tina Greene. Tina Greene's mission is to help each other find our own voice and unlock the wisdom of our heart. She's a spiritual warrior who knows that the answers we seek are within. Tina is the creator of Lotus Wisdom, a simple and profound, effective mindfulness practice. No matter where you are on the path or how stuck you feel, Tina will help you remember to trust your own wisdom so that you can remember and live these truths. If you are breathing, you're worthy. If you're here, you belong. Your presence matters. Please welcome to Sax Soul Talks, Tina Greene.
So take another deep breath, hold it, and then exhale. And putting your hands on your heart, with the inhale say, I love you. And on the exhale say, I'm listening. I love you. I'm listening. I love you. I'm listening. In this moment, I open my heart. In this moment, I open my heart and receive all the love that's always surrounding me. In this moment, I open my heart. In this moment, I open my heart. In this moment, I open my heart and receive all the grace that's always surrounding me. In this moment, I open my heart. Singing has always been my way of belonging. Since I was the tiniest of tinies, I have been able to open my mouth, do what I just did, and have a place. I didn't realize that that's what it was for me until I lost it. And I haven't really talked a whole lot about this. But because Sax Soul Talks is about our journey, and because today is about choices, I realized that it was time. 7 years ago, February 9th, 2011, so 7 years ago, I was driving down the freeway to go see my son, who was starting his senior year in college as a baseball player, which he had been since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. On 99, with my nephew in the car beside me, in my Toyota Highlander, and there was construction south of Modesto. And I came around the corner, and the traffic was stopped at the end of a long straightaway. It took absolutely every inch of that distance for me to stop. And I came to a stop kind of shifted a little bit because I was trying to move out onto the side, but there was no side there because it was a construction zone and it was 99, and 99 sucks in most places. And I came to a stop, and the traffic all the way across the freeway was stopped. The guy behind me, he didn't see. He kept coming. And I'm looking in the rearview mirror, and I realize this man doesn't know yet that we are stopped. His attention is not here. We are going to be hit. I've driven a gazillion miles, cross the country 9 times in college. It's like I spend and used to spend a lot of time on the road. And I'd never, since I was a sophomore in high school, when I was a passenger, I had never been in an accident. I gripped the steering wheel hard and I put my feet into the floor, and that guy came up and wham, hit the back of us. And the next thing I knew, I'm aware of my surroundings again, and the traffic is all moving. And the guy behind me is like way behind me. Not way, but at least 20 feet behind me. And I knew there was something I'm supposed to do when you get in an accident, but I didn't know what it was. I was really messed up. And the cop came up and said, "Did you lose consciousness?" And I said, "I don't think so." How the hell are you supposed to know? Right? How do you know if you lose consciousness? That's the definition of losing consciousness. You're not conscious. Right? So, long story short, that moment in time changed my entire life. I had lost my job as a healthcare lawyer the summer before, and I was enjoying a nice long period of severance. Income, no job. That's the way to do it, right? I had been singing in Canada with a retreat with Erica Luckett and Lisa Ferraro and all these New Thought musicians. I was singing at churches every Sunday. I was getting ready to fulfill a lifetime dream of recording a CD of all my own music. My new definition at that point of abundance was having more songs that you've created than you have time to sing. But after that accident, singing gave me a migraine. I was really messed up. I completely lost my identity. Everything I had been able to do before that I had used to define who I was gone. Reading, talking, working, loving people, wanting to be around people, all of it was gone. This is what closed head injuries can do to people. And I didn't know anything about it, and I thought I'd get well quickly. Well, I still live with it. It's a choice every single day. How do I want to live this life that I have been given with all the challenges? It wasn't new to have a trauma. Me too, me too, me too. How many times can I say me too? At least 3, if not more. 3 assaults. I know what it is to live life as a victim, and I chose in 1994 to put that life behind me. But here I was, terrified. And why was I terrified? I wasn't terrified because I couldn't work. I wasn't terrified because I couldn't read. I was terrified because I thought I would never sing again. Because the choice to sing was too hard to make. And I remember being in absolute tears with my sister. And she said, "Why are you so afraid of not being able to sing? What is this?" And this is the sister who I listen to. I have 2 of them that are really good at cueing me in. And my sister looked at me and she said, "Honey, you got work to do. You better do it." So I started hanging out in that dark place of fear of never being able to sing again. And slowly but surely I realized that it was that my singing was connected to my belonging. It's hard for many people to believe that I have struggled with insecurity and shyness my whole life. As a child, shy, even though I'm an extroverted thinker and I love being around people, I have this tremendous insecurity that makes me think that nobody wants to be around me, right? And I've compensated for that for years. But I didn't realize until the accident that the way I'd really compensated for it was to rely on my singing voice to claim my place. Because as soon as I opened my mouth, people would go, oh, beautiful. And I'd go, I have a place because I have something to contribute, something to do. It never occurred to me to go deeper. I've had a spiritual life my whole life. And after the accident, at the time it happened, I was in training to become a licensed practitioner in the Centers for Spiritual Living, which is Ernest Holmes and the Science of Mind. So I'm coming face to face, head on, with my spiritual beliefs and the reality of my life. And it was a tough struggle. It was like, okay, Tina, if you believe what you say you believe, you are a unique expression of the divine. Right here, right now. We are looking with the eyes of God into the eyes of God all the time. We are looking with the eyes of God upon the creation of God all the time. And when people say to me, do you believe in miracles? I would say, absolutely, for everybody else, but not for me. It was heartbreaking and it was terrifying. What would I do if I couldn't sing? So in the firm belief that you practice and you teach what you most need to learn, I became a woman in service to the divine. And the way that I do that is to remind each and every one of us all the time that we are unique expressions of the divine. That as Rumi says, I am not a drop of the ocean, I am the entire ocean in a single drop. Think about that. The entire ocean in a single drop, concentrated, all of that beauty, all of that power, all of that love, right here, concentrated in a single drop that I know in this lifetime is Tina. Powerful, powerful stuff. If you can believe it, and then if you can choose to live it. Viktor Frankl, who survived the Nazi concentration camps, describes part of the way that he became, or he was able to survive, was this belief that between a stimulus and response is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in that space lies our power to create the life we long for and our freedom. So this goes to what you were saying. It goes to what John was saying, right? It's like, we have the ability to choose in each and every moment how we're going to show up. So when those voices come into my head and say, you don't have a place, you don't belong here, I say, yes, I do. It's not a game of mother may I don't need anybody's permission to take my place. And it's not a competition. It's not a game of musical chairs. If I don't take my place, nobody's going to take that place. It will remain empty. Right? And all the gifts that I have to share and all the learning that I've done will go unspoken, unlearned, unknown, because I'm not stepping forward in to claim the place that's mine. So when we practice what we all, I think, fundamentally believe, right? Which is we are unique expressions, each of us, like a snowflake. Or I learned this year, like a leaf. No two leaves on any tree are exactly alike. Okay, look around the room. No two human beings are exactly alike, but we are made of the same stuff. That stuff that comes from the stars. That's what we're made of. The same stuff the stars are made of, we're made of. How can we not belong in a world where we are God incarnate? It's impossible. There's lots and lots and lots I could share. At the end of the day, it comes down to this. You have everything you need to become the fullest expression of yourself possible. We are not different than an oak tree that comes from an acorn. And that acorn has in it everything that is needed for that tree to become the fullest expression of itself. We have the same thing. The question is, are we going to pay attention to it, or are we going to ignore it? And so in this painting, where I was supposed to cover all this up and have it be my intention of the painting, I said, no, I can't do that. By the way, I never painted until I lost the capacity to sing on cue. And there's some examples of my artwork out in the lobby. But this was it. I have all the answers already. I simply need to trust my own voice, my own wisdom. I open to hear and see all that I already know. That's the remembering part. And I trust my heart to lead the way. And when we do that, then we can claim our place in the circle. And we can remember those three truths. If you're breathing, you're worthy. If you're here, you belong. Your presence to your life and to the greater circle of life matters. Oh.